Hi everyone, this is Ferran from Ironhack, and I'm super happy to be here for the webinar, The Future of AI Tools, UX UI Design. Today we have with us Pablo Stanley, co-founder and CEO of Musho and Lummi, and Rojo Hernández, creative developer at Musho and Lummi. Pablo, Rojo, thank you for being with us today. First of all, I want to introduce you a little bit our brilliant speakers we have today with us. So starting with Pablo, Pablo Stanley is a Latin designer based in Mexico. He's the co-founder and CEO of Musho and Lummi, AI design tools aimed at unlocking people's creativity. Previously, he co-founded Carbon Health and Blush and held roles as a staff designer at Lyft and lead designer at InVision. Pablo gives talks and workshops around the world on product design, animation, illustration, systems, storytelling, accessibility, behavioral economics, challenges of being a designer, dawdling, and the arts of comics. He has a YouTube channel called Sketch Together, where he shares design tutorials, live streams, critiques, and other fun stuff. Pablo also hosts various podcasts, including Diseño Cha Cha Cha, which features interviews with Latins in the tech industry. He's the toddler behind Open Peeps, Avatars, Humans, Open Doodles, Bots, and Boots. Moreover, Pablo is a talented writer and illustrator known for his comic series The Design Team, portraying the lives of startup designer. In his latest endeavor, Pablo aims to share his wealth of experience and passion by creating designing courses for emerging designers. And Rojo, he's a curious designer and developer with focus on creative coding. He loves robots, AI, and exploring new technologies. He was the founding developer of Musho, an AI design tool aimed at unlocking people's creativity, and he's currently working at Folio, a portfolio creative powered with AI. So, with this introduction, thank you again for being with us today. And we ask all the audience to activate the chat in the menu below so we can engage during the session. You can drop your questions so we can answer them at the end. And maybe you can start by sharing where you're connecting from. Now, I'm passing the mic to Pablo and Rojo. Welcome again to the webinar. Pablo and Rojo, the floor is yours.
Hey, thank you. Thank you, everyone. I'm really happy to be here. I don't know, it's a great opportunity, and I'm really glad that you gave us this space. I don't know if you want to say something, Pav.
No. But let's get started. I mean, I will only share that we put together a presentation, but we want to keep it casual. Just like we're gonna talk about like tools we love, tools we think will you will love, also tools we're building, and also things about like to build your own tools. It's about tools, but oh yeah, but this thing is I don't know if you heard about this thing, Rojo, that some people are talking about it. Like, have you heard of AI? This it's kind of
Maybe, I don't know.
yeah, no, some people are it's not overly hyped or anything.
It's not everywhere.
Anyway, yeah, so it's going to be AI tools all around, and it's going to be very casual, just like a or thoughts on these things. And actually, Rojo, you have a presentation, so maybe you want to share your exactly.
Exactly.
And and this one, I know that Ironhack is for mostly for developers. So Rojo is an amazing, great developer. And I think you should have the floor, Rojo. You should have the microphone, and I'll only be here interrupting you every once in a while. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
let's
just
take
like
it
get in
some.
there and it's like, hey, hold on, what is that? And also, I'll be here reading people's questions in case someone has a question. I'll try to get in there and interrupt Rojo. Okay, so if you have something you want to bug Rojo with, I'm here. I'm your man. Okay, let's do this, man.
Let's do this. And thank you a lot. I think we should like keep all this casual and we just like, if you want to say something or just want to ask something, let's please leave it and Pablo will tell me. And okay, first off, we want to thank Ironhack for giving us this space to share about like all these AI tools that we really love. And also, we hope that you find this presentation useful, that you could share your thoughts about it, or any questions or any recommendations are welcome to. Uh, Maybe you know like a super cool AI tool that we don't. So if you also have some tools, so please share it. It would be great. But okay, today we are going to talk about some AI tools that really inspire our work, and how we believe like the future will all these AI tools will be. So first, hey, my name is David, but everybody calls me Rojo, and I'm a designer and developer, and have been creating new like AI tools with Pablo for I think the last couple of years. Now, Pablo, I
Yeah,
know.
well, I'm Pablo. I think we already got a pretty extensive introduction. So, like, I'm a designer. I I write comics, and I just love doodling. And I happen to also like product, and being part of product, and with all the hype there is, well, suddenly you start liking machine learning and AI and all that stuff too.
I'm
So
becoming
we're
an
talking
expert.
we're here to talk about that stuff. Yeah.
And also becoming an expert. The other day, like Pablo gave this talk about talking about some other AI stuff, and he was giving like a master class about AI, and I was like, dude, I'm the developer and I don't know anything about this. So yeah, thank you a lot about that. Great. Okay, so yeah, we know we are gonna keep this casual, but we have like a little bit a little agenda where the topics we are gonna touch. That it will be like the current state of the AI, and then some tools we love, and then some tools we have built, and also how we have built it, or tools that we have used, and then what we expect from the future. So yeah, so first let's talk about the AI in the present. So we know that all this hype that Pablo already talked about. And first, it's important to know that AI is not like a mysterious kind of magic and sorcery, and there is not like an office in the other side of the world with people answering our questions. Or maybe it is, we don't know.
Wait,
But
I want to interrupt here because like there have been cases where this has happened. Like, did you hear about the whole thing with Amazon Go?
yeah,
Where it was supposedly like actually like, hey, you take a product and it would just like be automatically be charged to your Amazon account and stuff, and it's just magic, you know? And it felt like, oh, this image recognition thing going on. But apparently there were people behind actually looking at cameras, looking at
yeah,
every move you make. Anyway, sometimes it is like this. And I would say also that sometimes this whole AI thing does feel like even the people working on it, they don't know what is happening inside there. It's like, I don't know, like, well, I started talking. But anyway, I'm already starting to interrupt. Sorry.
no, it's great. I really like it because yeah, I think that's important topic. I remember they were saying that for every 100 requests, like 70 requests were there was a human behind that request. So I don't know, it's kind of huge, but let's imagine all AI is not people in other parts of the world. So they work using this something called generative models, and this is sound like super technical and super techy, but it is not that techy, and I will try to explain it not that techy. So what it does is like gets a lot of data, like tons of information, like millions and millions of terabytes of information, and it tries to get it from everywhere, like from videos, from images, from photos, from everywhere. And that is really important to talk about. Like it gets our context, the stuff we have uploaded to the internet, and then it gets trained with this like immense amount of information, and then the AI like needs to convert all this text information and images and everything to numbers. So it converts this to all these words into vectors that are called word embeddings. That this is where technically that is starting to get a little bit technicky, but it will be the most technique we get. And then with enough training, it started like creating relations between these embeddings. And with the sufficient power and a lot of these relations is able to give you like responses to your questions. And that's important. That's why it's important, like this, like power thing, that it should be like super strong, super big computers to compute all this. And we have all like listened about that. Like, for example, this like NVIDIA thing that they have been like growing a lot because of all this power they have and all this AI stuff that is now needing all this power. So yeah, so I got this quote like from Pablo that he says like AI is like a real artist. It needs a lot of inspiration from every source to come with new things, because we know like we don't came with new things just like from anywhere. So we need to grab some stuff and get inspiration and to read and get image and see images and everything to like create new stuff. So yeah, AI is like an artist just like us. And since all this AI boom that we had a couple of years ago, I don't know if you remember, perhaps, that everyone was getting crazy about that. But like new models has been like launched, and all these companies have been launching new models. Like we have like this OpenAI, and we have also like Gemini and Llama and a lot of models. And this really feels like a race. And I think everyone is like competing to create the next big thing. And we have two kinds of competitors. Like the first one on the left is like startups trying to invent new products, because that's how startup developers look like. That's how I look like when I work. Look at me. And with all these cables and all monitors and all that. And also there are like these CEOs of huge companies trying to add AI like anywhere, and they don't care. They just want AI everywhere. And we have seen like AI features like on social media, on work apps. I don't know if you have seen, but there are toothbrush apps with AI models in it. So the app is super big just for an toothbrush, electric toothbrush. And it's because they wanted to put AI on that app. Oh, I think we cannot hear you, Babs.
Oh no. I was just laughing. Yeah. So
Okay, okay.
so you're saying like, hey, not AI doesn't have to be on everything, and not because there's AI you have to. Okay,
Yeah,
something like
exactly.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Well, I don't know if we need AI model inside an app for a toothbrush, but I think no.
I don't
Maybe
know, man. Like I need some smart brushing in my teeth. You know, I needed to learn my mouth, how it behaves, my
my
taste and
career.
everything, so it can just like. But hold on, like, is this like, does it do a specific type of brush? Just like, ooh, yeah, let me brush
Yeah,
it in this direction or something. I don't
yeah.
know, like maybe, but maybe there's something there. I mean, I don't trust my hands. This whole movement, like the dentist keeps telling me to do it in a certain way, and I always forget. So if there's a robot out there that can do it for me, I'm all for it.
All for it. Like just put the toothbrush here and they will do all the work for you. But yeah. So, and also we have like these models becoming bigger and bigger every day, and they are all like connected to internet because they need like this super strong power to process all this data. And honestly, sometimes it seems like really scary, but also like really, really useful. But in the meantime, we are all like this, like crying, asking ourselves if AI will replace us, or if AI will destroy the humanity, or maybe even worse, like it may destroy our career. And we kind of came to answer like this question. And I think we came with this kind of response that it could be like, yeah, AI can replace you. AI can replace us. Um, or maybe not. It can replace us if you are not ready, like to not be replaced. So we bring all these tools so you can be ready not to prevent being replaced by a robot, like brushing your teeth every day. So these
By
are
the
some
way,
AI.
can
Yeah,
can I add something about all that data, dude?
yeah,
Like, can you go back to all the books that you had? Like,
yeah,
uh, uh, like something that has happened, and just like Rojo was mentioning, is like these little robots are like artists, or they behave in a way like how we behave when we create something, and we maybe we when we create something, we use something called inspiration, and well, inspiration comes from our experiences, what we read, or observations, what we have learned, art, people, nature, all the things that are out there, and also you can use challenges and difficulties, but at the end of the day, it's just like learnings that you have had, and these things also like have learnings, and but their learning is based on data, and that data is everything. It's pretty much just the internet. Everything that has been put on the internet, every blog post, every Reddit post, every like and has been fed into these things. The thing is that apparently, like, well, the more data these models are trained with, the better they become. But they're running out of data. As far as I know, they have already like graphed all of the internet's data. Like they have moved already to videos, like transcripts of videos from YouTube and stuff like that. But even just books too, just like all the books of humanity, just like and just like
In a
so
second.
in a way imagine as a human being able to, like, whenever you read something or you kind of get inspired, you can read this, you read this other thing, and then suddenly you get creative and your mind broadens, right? And just like you're able to create more things. So it is a little bit like that. The only thing is that well, all of these companies like Meta, Google, OpenAI, they're facing a problem because like they're running out of data, like good quality human data, organic data. So and they're looking into potentially even starting to use synthetic data, whereas data that comes from models, AI reproduces something and then it's trained on that thing that it reproduced. But it's like, I feel some people say like that's going to be great and it's singularity.
Yeah.
And others are like, no, dude, that's going to be worse because then suddenly it's just like recycling its own. It's almost like some people compare it to, I don't know how old you are, Rojo, and I don't know if you remember, there used to be these things called cassettes.
Yeah.
And you could record music in them. You could listen to music on them. I think you are part of the MP3 era. But anyway, back in my day, well, cassettes, like we used to just like, hey, pass music, just like record it on a cassette, even sometimes from the radio. So even just coming from the radio, is already the quality is not as great, and there would always be a DJ talking on top of the song. And here, the song would start, and then suddenly the DJ will talk on top of the song. And here's the band X and Y, and let's do it. And then you will record that in your cassette, and now it suddenly is part of your song. Anyway, you give it to a friend, and then that friend will record their own version, a copy of that, and then that friend will give it to another friend and will copy a copy. So it will lose quality on every copy. And some
Yeah.
people are just like saying, hey, this synthetic data is a little bit like this, that it's just like it's actually degrading, is going to be degrading the quality of these things instead of being better. But these are all just theories right now. But the problem right now is that apparently these models and these companies are running out of data. Anyway, sorry, just like
But
another
no,
tangent.
no, that I think that's great. I think that's, and I think there we are already watching some of that stuff happening, like AI models promoting AI content in social networks. So like they liking stuff that they should like, but it's AI created. So the likes and the images is not real.
They're already just like they talk to each other, and they
Yeah.
just like they connect with each other. It could be good, it could be that they start, like, I don't know, like we learn from each other, and then suddenly we became better, like over the years. So I don't know, maybe if these things do behave a little bit like us, these large language models, maybe they do become better, and we become obsolete. Okay, I'm going to
And
stop.
destroy us. So yeah, okay. So let's talk about these AI tools. Some of them are like 100% powered by AI, like all these new tools that were launched for this AI boom. And some of them are products that we already love, that they added new AI features to it. So we're gonna go category by category, and let's start with AI tools that make us like more effective. So these are like some productivity tools. And the first one is like, we will start with Slack. I think everybody knows Slack here. And if not, well, Slack is an app like where employees like can communicate with partners of the same company. It's like a WhatsApp, but for work. And sometimes it's kind of hard to maintain communication, just like in WhatsApp, with bunch of messages. And I know Pablo knows this, like giant threads with 100 replies in it and 2 hours long huddles and dailies with bunch of information. So like they introduce some great AI features that can really help us on this. Like for example, this one is like a daily summary that is like a tab called recap, and it summarizes what happened yesterday. And you can select like which channels to summarize. So you can start your morning with a summary of what has happened without jumping into all conversations. Honestly, I use it. I really like it, and it helps me like to prevent like to just read a lot of stuff. I don't know if you use it, Pab. Like, you really use it, or you jump straight to read all the messages?
I don't use it, man. I just read the messages. And I don't read what is not interesting to me, and that's it.
So you have like Slack AI here.
Well, yeah, I know that for a lot of people it's really valuable. So I'm I don't know. It doesn't make a huge difference for me.
Okay.
I've read these things, and usually it's like I just prefer read it in the context and read the whole thing. But I know that they're useful.
Yeah. Yeah. For example, that the one that I really like the most is the enhanced search, that now you can like search not only like keywords, because honestly, sometimes I had this issue that I was looking for something in the Slack, and it was kind of hard to finding it because I don't remember like the specific word. But now like you can just ask Slack, and Slack will read like all your messages and give you like the information, like the answer direct. And also like it will just like give you like where this information was taken from, like for which channel, which conversation. And you can check like channels and conversations and all this kind of stuff. This one is honestly my favorite. Sometimes I think if you are not like, for example, an English speaker, you forgot some words, and if you ask AI, you can like just get the correct answer on it. And this one is called like the summarizing to big bot into threads. So if you like come back from lunch, that this already happened to me and I already tried, and I think works better for threads than for daily summarize. But like you can simply like ask Slack to give you the most relevant information about a thread, and it will give you know like not only the information but also like who said that information. And sometimes it goes not as well as you can expect. And I think Pablo knows this one, because I don't know if you knew this, but this beautiful dog is called Taco, and is the dog is Pablo's dog. And the other day, the Slack Daily Summarized thought that Taco was actually like a real taco. So we end up like with this weird conversation where where Pablo was eating tacos, and someone was asking if he was taking tacos in the morning, and then it was like, no, 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 Pablo took a lot of tacos that day. So yeah, I think it's like
Yeah.
sometimes needs a little bit of help.
Yeah, I was sharing something about taco, hey, we go out and stuff, and I go out with taco, and somebody else says something about, oh, ha ha ha, taco in the morning, whatever. So now AI is like, oh, this Pablo really loves tacos, and apparently, so yeah, it's if without like sometimes these things just like lack context, and it's hard for them to understand the whole thing. So to the question is, are they going to replace us? They're going to replace some tasks, but some stuff they still need the whole thing, the whole idea.
Yeah, exactly. Like knowing that taco is not necessarily a taco. It could be a beautiful dog. And another great tool that we use is Zapier. If you don't know, Zapier is like a tool that connects different apps to create automatized workflows. Like, so you can create store, for example, client information on a Google Sheet once you get a new lead from Facebook, or add new tasks to Trello based on Google Calendar events. And I remember when I was a freelancer, I had this like big job that I had to use Zapier because it was like a no code thing. And it was so hard to put everything on it because like you had to connect SAPs with another SAPs and other apps with another apps. And it was super, super like hard to make it. And at some point, like you don't understand what you're making correctly. And I saw that Zapier now like added this new feature that you can create these apps, but only with plain text. And I think this is really great because it's like really easy to understand and really fast to understand, and it like give you more possibilities faster. Because as I told you, like when I used Slack for the first time, for me was like kind of hard because it was a huge project. So we had to do a lot of stuff. So we had like these Webflow forms connected with like a Gmail, but also connected with a Google Sheets, spreadsheets. And it was kind of big. And I was a little confused about that. And I think this really like makes it a lot easier to do. And now let's talk about Notion. And if I remember correctly, I think Notion it was like the first like big a tool to add AI. And I remember that they added like a bunch of stuff. If you don't know, Notion is like this organization tool that lets you have multiple stuff organized in a single place. Like you can use stuff like calendars or lists or Kanbans if you use that, and a lot more stuff. And they introduce like a lot of AI things. For example, this one that you can ask AI anything about your Notion. So for example, product managers now can ask AI how the dev team is going instead of going daily asking them how they are going. Or for example, I don't know, asking information from a long document other team created, because you can also like create documents on Notion. So Notion can read it and grab some information about it and give it to you. And also like they have like this, I really like this one because it's a little bit more creative. And I don't know, like it breaks this white paper issue where if you have, for example, an ideation session and nobody gives like the first idea, it's kind of hard to continue with that. And AI like can start this ideation process for you. So I don't know, I really like it. Have you used some of this like Notion AI things, Pabs?
No. I don't like it either. I'm sorry. I just like I do write my own stuff. I don't know. I feel like it's not that great. God damn it. Hey, it- I'm here as the opposite of you, Rojo, as you can see. Um um honestly, I prefer like doing it manually, and a lot of these tools that try to do it integrate AI in their things. I see that they use the cheapest model,
Yeah.
and which doesn't give you the best quality. So they might be using an LLM on the other side that is like a GPT 3.5 or something, which usually just like creates crap. And like, so I prefer like eh, going manual and doing it myself, which is a lot of copy pasting and a lot of rewriting and a lot of doing my own thing. Uh, I don't trust these things as much. So
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Like that's me. For a lot of people, using ChatGPT 3.5 is enough. For me, it's like no, that's crap. Usually creates like really dumb things. Uh, but yeah, I don't know. Like that's been my experience. Maybe it has changed.
No, yeah, I also think the same as you. Like, I think at the beginning they were all using like this horrible model, and I think things are getting better now with like GPT-O Mini and GPT-O and all these kind of things that get cheaper but also get better. But well, I have already tried it and I like some of the stuff. I can say that they are not like the best results ever, but yeah, I think I like it, honestly. But now let's jump to video tools, like these AI tools that make us become influencers. And the first one, honestly, is like my favorite. And I would love to talk about this tool, and it's called like Descript. And I start using Descript because I wanted to become an influencer in TikTok. I think like everybody at some point of his life. It's like shaving your head. You have to do it at least once in your life.
Hold on, but
And
how is it going? Everybody, you should put your TikTok here, man. Come on, just like so people can start following you. Like
yeah,
anyway, we'll put it on the chat.
okay, okay. Thank you, everyone. So I was trying to make it, and all my TikToks were about me talking. So I don't want like to edit because I don't know if you have edited a video, but editing a video about like content like is hard because you have to listen a lot what the person is saying. But what Descript does is like a video AI based editor, but what it does is like it listens to all the speech from the video and then converts it to text. And then you can edit it like if it's a text editor. So you can like delete words in the text and it will delete those scenes in the video. I really like it because it makes it like super easy to use about that. And you don't have to like pay attention. I don't know if you have ever lived this, Pablo, because I know that you have like a long career on video, but for me, the most frustrating thing when I was editing video, it was like I cannot listen to music because I have to listen what I am talking in the video. And this,
And so you're saying that you edit the text and you're listening to music? You're listening
yeah,
to music while that is crazy. But you're right. I had never done it because yeah, I'm editing video. I need silence.
yeah, exactly.
Like but you're right. If you're just editing the actual text, like no, it's all good. You can just like go. Wow, I hadn't thought about that. Okay.
This is the biggest insight of the talk. With Descript, you can edit video, but you can also like listen to music while it. And obviously, like understanding text is faster than understanding voice. So with all this script already written with AI, now you can do a lot of stuff. Like for example, I just found out these new features. I think last week because we were going to like edit some long videos that we had and we wanted to get some highlights from them. So maybe you have seen like these reels about a little section of a podcast. Well, Descript, since it has all this text information, it can read all the text and then grab the best moments and create and copy that highlights. But not only copy the highlights, but also like creating a reel. And it creates like the same format. It will put you like subtitles. It will like put like these aesthetics. It will make it vertical. So it's really great. And also it has like some other tools that they have been for a little bit longer. That, for example, it removes retakes that I know that happens a lot, but also like long pauses. If you are talking and then like you have a long silence moment, it will cut it for you. It will find it and then cut it for you. And you can like make it this manual, but you can also like ask AI just to do it. So the video like gets better and it's not that hard to edit, and also like you can just simply listen to music while editing video. And then the next one is Runway. I really like Runway. I have to be honest. I just discovered Runway a little while ago, and really like it because I think it's like having great results. And I saw that you can create like videos from text, but also like from images. So I tested this one, like it was like a little kitten with some boots behind. And I was able like just to make it walk to the camera. And it really looks great. Obviously you can see it's AI. Let's be honest. Right now you can see it's AI.
Yeah,
But
it's still like a dream fever, like a lot of these videos, they feel like, oh my God, this is a nightmare. Have you ever had like a dream fever? The term, like whenever you have
yeah,
a fever and those kinds of dreams that get super weird, like that's what a lot of AI videos look like right now. They're going to
yeah,
get better, but it's just like yeah, they're kind of weird, but yeah, Runway is great because like what you're saying that you can put an image and then animate that image, so it keeps the style, it keeps everything, and you just put a prompt, or even just don't put a prompt, and we'll just like try to understand what you want to do, and they have like selection tools, so you can say like, hey, this is the foreground, this is the background, and yeah. Also, I just wanted to say that the script is like I've been kind of obnoxiously a little bit skeptic in some of the tools, but I would say that Descript is one of the tools that I really use a lot. I use it for everything. For all my videos now, I use Descript because it does great. They have their own sound enhancer too, studio sound they call it, and it uses AI, and it just like removes all the echo, all the echo, reverb, all the like whenever you're just using a crappy microphone, it's really hard. Like doing it without AI, it's just really hard to fix audio. Like you can apply a lot of effects, and you can get the best sound engineer, and if it has echo and reverb your sound, you're screwed. It's gonna sound like crap. And in videos, usually you want to buy the best camera and everything, and just like to look super nice and stuff. But you can have the best camera with a shallow, like shallow depth of field, and looks super sharp and everything. But if it has bad audio, people are gonna skip it. They're
Yeah.
not gonna hear you. So audio is really important. So this thing it does a great job, and also that shorten word gaps, like it saves you such an amount of time. It's just like that is one of the things that editing a video, and this is what I think AI is great for, where help you reduce the time you spend on something. Whereas like it makes you faster. Things that I
Yeah.
was going to do anyway, like this thing, it just does it for me. And these things, I hated doing this. Hated just doing all the cuts between whenever, and also hated cutting all my filler words like oh my god, that is the worst. Like finding those and then hearing yourself saying that, it's just like and you stop. Then you stop editing, you never publish anything because it's so much work, and it's not work that you enjoy. So this is one of those tools that is like, yeah, this, they get it. They're solving a problem that I just hated doing.
Yeah, and I don't know if this like helps people to like take some decisions, but I have to say that I'm really like super picky on which subscriptions to have, and I pay Descript, and I think it's 100% worth it, honestly. So
Yeah. And
yeah.
and this
Uh-huh.
is one example where I'm pretty sure that they're using 3.5 behind, or maybe 4, the cheapest one, or whatever. Maybe it's their own. But that is enough for this thing because it's not generating. It's really just like cutting down things, and a lot of things are automatic. So I'm pretty sure that they're saving money in the back and they're not using the best models. But for the work that it does is good enough, and that's all you
Yeah.
need. So this is one of the cases where I'm like, I'm okay. I know that on the other side they're using the cheaper model they can get, but for the work that this needs, it's okay.
Yeah. For example, sometimes we saw like when you like shorten silent gaps, like it doesn't make the best work ever, but it saves you like a lot of time because it cut it, and maybe you just need like to add a little bit more of that video, like, but that's it. It's like they give you where the issue was. So I don't know. I really like it, honestly. And now let's talk about AI tools that understand the code better than us. These are some programming tools that we really love, and you should think like, oh, this will be the section for Rojo, but I don't know if you know, but Pablo codes a lot. He really likes to code. I don't know why, but he really likes it. But well, first, I will just first jump to one of my favorite. Also, if in case, I don't know, you want to know, I also paid this one. This one I think is worth it. Um, I really use like is GitHub Copilot. And I don't know if you know like GitHub. I know maybe probably you know it, but it's like this repository of code that everyone uses. So it's like connecting Chat GPT intelligence, but with all the GitHub knowledge, and all this embedded into VS Code, that is this code editor. Uh, so yeah, it has like a bunch of AI stuff that I really like. For example, this one is great. Like maybe you have an error on your or an issue on your code and you don't know like what's the issue. So it can find the issue for you, but not only find it, but also it can like help fixing the issue and like finding possible solutions for those bugs. And since AI reads much faster than us, like it will be not just to find bugs, but also like it will implement the solution like super easy. And also it will not only do that, but also like it will explain you the solution that it makes. And also like this is something like related. It's also like the autocomplete code. So you can like fill plain text, all field classes, or even like create algorithms. Honestly, I normally use like this GitHub Copilot for some stuff that I may not want to lose time on it. Like it will save me like 10, 20 minutes on ideating something to do, and it will just create it like in a snap. So I think it's great because also understand the context. And for example, it has this like chat view inside the code editor, and you can talk directly to ChatGPT, but also you can like just select some part of the code and ask something about it. I really like it, honestly. This one I think is one of my favorites one because it really makes the things great. And the next one is like super general, but I will not try to jump into more general thing. Is like ChatGPT, but I will talk about like custom GPTs. I don't know if you have used custom GPTs. I know you have created some paths. I really know that.
Yeah, it's just like I mean, I'm sure that a lot of people here have already tried ChatGPT. Is the one that got us all talking about suddenly talking about AI. Um, and yeah, so creating your own GPTs can be really useful for specific things. Um, that, I would say also that they're okay. It's the, the things that you can do with them, they're good. They're good. I don't think it's just they suddenly, oh, you have a totally new AI assistant that can do everything for you. No, they can solve very specific things, and if you are good at segmenting specific GPTs for very specific things, you can get good results.
Yeah. For example, what I use it normally is like to find documentation. So there are people that already like train this AI with a bunch of documentation. For example, right now I'm trying to learn Swift, like this programming language for creating iOS apps. And sometimes you have doubts and you can ask it on Google and you can like look for a result. But then you find like, no, this is too specific. Google will not have this solution. And you can ask like these custom GPTs that has all this documentation, and they will give you good. I won't say great, but I will say good information, good results, and also gives you a little bit of code that you can use. I think it's not the best. And for example, I don't think I'm like a beginner on JavaScript, but I think I'm a beginner on Swift. And I see that ChatGPT makes Swift code just like I do it, me as a beginner, but doesn't do JavaScript like me. It makes JavaScript like a beginner. So I think it's like good beginner guide that has all the documentation information on it. So I like it. I recommend it. I use it. So I think it's great. And I don't know if you have listen about this one, Paps. It's super new and it's too dev focused. So maybe you have not listened to it. It's called
Dude,
Cursor.
I share this on the engineering Slack, and nobody replied to me, and I was like, guys, I can also code because on our team there's an engineering Slack, and I'm always there, just like sneaking in and trying to, I don't know, like see if I belong. And you guys never reply to anything I share. And I
I
shared this
reply.
some time ago. Well, not a long time ago, some time ago because it's kind of new. Uh, and nobody cared. No Slack reactions. And you hurt my feelings, Rojo. And now you're here asking me, have you heard about this thing? And I'm like, yes, I shared it. You don't read you ignore me. Okay, sorry.
I normally read it. I have to raise the hand and say I normally read it. But yeah, I don't know. I like it a lot. It's great. I have just tested a little bit. it's great. What it does is that it not only like you cannot only ask stuff, but you can also ask to create code, and it will understand the context and create new code. So I really like it. I really like the aesthetics, and it's exactly the same as VS Code in when we talk like UI. So it's easy to just get into it, and also you can install all the plugins and extra from VS Code. So I think it's great. I really like it. I have already tried it and I like it. But for me, the deal breaker on this code editor is that you can select which model you want to use. For me, that's the most important part, because this is making me think if I should continue paying Copilot, because maybe I can
Yeah.
use another model.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of I've seen a lot of software engineers saying this is it. This is the one. Like they totally got it. And uh, I tested just a little bit, and I was amazed by results. And as being someone who uses other tools that are not like this, they're not AI power coders. I was impressed, and I do think people should give it an opportunity. It's just like I don't know. It's really good because one of the things that I mean, there are a lot of tools out there that say like, hey, no code tools, right? Hey, you don't
Yeah.
need to learn to code to create something, and they have UI and stuff. But these ones, in a way, they're also like no code tools, but with code, as in you don't need to learn all the code to create something. And the cool thing is that you actually have control over the code. You are creating code, and you can ask it for very specific things. So it's a totally new idea of like how for designers, creators, makers, like suddenly having the power to code something. Like I've been creating apps like crazy, dude. Like
Yeah.
I used to just like code a little bit, but now I feel like super empowered. Like I I created my newsletter, like and I coded myself, like myself, like with the help of ChatGPT. And now it is now I'm not relying on a bulky CMS that I have to update and open a UI. And, oh, dude, I hate it so much. Like having to
And
do
super
that with
pricey.
no code. Yeah, and it's super pricey. And now I build my own little, very lightweight, super cheap CMS thingy that is like a really dumb database that's all I need. And so it's not over bloated. I build my own little tool for my own very specific thing. And I feel like we're moving towards that. We're moving towards like people being able to create their own software for their own very specific needs. Right now, we have to hack Notion, a hugely bloated product, to create something, just like write something.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I mean, I get it. Notion tries to solve all of the problems. But sometimes you just need to write something, just like keep a journal of stuff. But you get so many things that you don't need. And there's
Yeah.
so much software out there that does that because it's trying to grab as much market as they can. But now that the use case for some tools, that you use this tool and you pay this subscription for this specific use case, maybe you don't need that tool anymore because you can create your own software. So
Yeah.
I don't know, like I feel like we're going in that direction, man. And I don't know, I'm excited because like I see designers, creators, makers, and coders like getting into this idea that they can do it themselves. They can create their own software for their specific needs. I'm excited about that.
Yeah. I'm excited too. And I share what you think. Like, I think we should move forward to that, to create our own stuff and be able to do it. And as we always mention, we have already have this conversation, perhaps, that designers also need to have a little bit of context of code so they can create this kind of stuff. So learn a little bit of code. You don't need to be an expert. You need to learn a little bit. And talking about that, creating these things, I know that you use Anthropic a lot for this. I have this slide because I wanted to talk like you have a bunch of experiments that were created in Anthropic, and I have tried it, and I like I like that they create like the whole code set. Like they give you HTML, CSS, JavaScript. And I have tried with ChatGPT, and I think Anthropic does better results doing this, but I think you have used it more to create stuff. So I don't know what you think.
Yeah. So, can you go back to the slide before?
Yeah.
This is from Anthropic. It's a tool called Workbench. And this tool, like on the left, you can see that. Let me see if I can annotate. Here you put your prompt, and then it creates the code on the right. And this just like creates your whatever you need, and you can even say what type of output you want, and what type of code you want, and you can just like have a main prompt, and then it gives you, for example, for this example, I just told it, dude, I want to put, we're giving a presentation on AI tools and the power and the future of AI. I really like ask it, can you just make the presentation for us? And not only that, but can you actually make it as a an actual slide that I can control with my left and right? See, I'm saying I don't even want to use Keynote. I don't want to use a tool. Just create my software just for myself. And it created that. It created the HTML, CSS, and it created this. I put it in an actual. By the way, I didn't just like the first thing it gave me, copy pasted it. So I didn't fine tune it or anything. But look at this. This is actually, let me remove my things. Yeah. So this created this slide, and this is like, look at all the things that it put. It put this thing just like to tell you in what slide it is. It only created 5 slides. So it not only created the content, so it created the HTML, the CSS, and also the JavaScript. I did ask specific things. I wanted to be the JavaScript is going to be my database, so just put it in a JSON format. And I also want to control it with my keystrokes, like a left and right, and it did that, and it just like capture everything on JavaScript. And if you were to go Ironhack slides on what do you call this, CodePen, you're going to find this thing that actually created, and it's all created with Anthropic. So, and this was just as an example. I wish I could show a video or anything, but we're using Figma slides, and they don't support video. That's why we didn't put. But yeah, like what I'm trying to get at is that I'm a designer. I'm not a coder, okay? And my code like sucks, but with these tools, like if you have the right idea, the right direction, what you have clear what you want, and you have a basic understanding of how products are built, you can be kind of more of a creative director and more of a product manager. Like product managers usually write the specs of the behaviors, the expectations, the problem is being trying to solve, and they give this to a designer and to engineers, so we're all aligned, right? And those kinds of documents, like how you write them and stuff, that's kind of how you want to talk to these things and tell them, hey, I want to build a product that does this and that. It should use these styles. It should use these colors. It should have this type of content. And then suddenly, well, it creates it for you. I it's just incredible. Obviously, this looks like crap, but but it works, and now you as a designer, like you can just iterate on this thing, and as a developer too, just like iterate on this thing just to make it better. But it's a great start, just like by copy pasting the first version of this. So anyway, sorry.
No. And to be honest, I think this is great for the 90% of the population. Like we are designers, we are developers. We know that this is not great, but for a lot of people, this is great. This works and it's okay. So I think this is like following this idea of let's everyone create its own software. But now let's talk about like generative imaging, like AI tools that make us question like what is a photo in 2024? And let's talk about like these first one that I think it was like the most famous one at some point, and it was like, oh my God, this is getting crazy. This is great, and this will be better. And it's like called DALL-E, that it's the OpenAI generate model to create images. And I think right now it's more focused on more artistic style. So like you can get these kind of paintings or cartoonish things. But what I like is like you can ask specific like art styles to make it or paint techniques to make it. So I really like it for those if you're trying to have like some I think first is cheaper than other options. I think I'm not 100% sure. But I really use it because I already have ChatGPT and it's embedded into ChatGPT, so it's easier to use. But the results are not that great right now because as you can see, this looks like I don't know, like a super weird rip.
I feel like AI, like a lot of these imaging models, like and the Lee in particular, have this kind of like style,
Yeah.
that like that is kind of weird. And you know how we over the use of the internet, like we got really good at detecting in the content
Stamps.
of the web, like advertisements,
Yeah.
like suddenly you knew what was an ad and what was real content. But you came for a specific thing to a website and it will be filled with ads, And but
Yeah.
we kind of got really good at filter out those things from our like in just like search for that specific thing that you wanted to search, right? Like you go to a website and it's like 20 pop-ups and just like the sidebar is filled with ads, the other sidebar inside the content there are ads, but we got it really good at just like ad.
Yeah.
And I feel like we're getting really good at detecting what is made with AI. And I mean, this one is just like Dali's images, their image, like their stuff is really obviously AI. The stuff that it makes, it has this aesthetic that it feels fake and too stylized, too I don't know. I don't like. I don't like it, and I guess I don't like it because of that bias of like, that's AI,
Yeah.
and and it's like I there's but the thing is that there's generative images. There's really good that makes you actually wonder, like you were saying, is this a photo? Is this real? What the hell? I don't know. And you know what? I don't care because it's good. Uh,
Yeah.
but if you see this, and if I see a website with this stuff, I will be like, dude, like this is crap. Come on, you didn't even try.
Yeah.
So like it can look like, oh my God, this is fantastic. Look, like elephants eating tacos. But people are not stupid, and they see something like this, and they will close your website, and they will
Yeah.
not talk to you again. So I don't know. You have to be careful on what like how to use these things too, and what imaging model to use.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why, for example, we have other options. Like for me, to be honest, this one is one of my favorite ones that is called Mid Journey, that it create like gorgeous results. And it's more focused on creating realistic and more configurable results. So for example, like you can have like a wide range of image styles, like from cartoons to realistic pictures or artistic photos. And they are all like different and super artistic. And they have like this intense high quality. Like to be honest, I will not be able to say that this is not AI. Because
Yeah,
like look at those skin details.
yeah. Mid Journey has gotten really good. It and it's yeah. This is the one that is like I will always recommend for photos. It's just amazing.
Yeah, and there are other stuff that they can make, like to outpaint images and change some stuff inside the image, or maybe create a collection with the same person, or stuff like that. I really like it. I will recommend it, and I know that Pablo uses it a lot. I don't use it a lot because I think I have the idea, but maybe I'm wrong. I have the idea that it's expensive, so that's why I don't use it. Oh, I think you're muted.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's a little bit pricey, but I think it's worth it for the type of quality you get. And if you are a designer who's creating a lot of content and you don't want that crappy content that we were seeing that is not obviously I would recommend Midjourney because it creates some stuff that is that that does make you wonder, like, hold on, what is this? And it creates just beautiful things, and that you
Yeah.
can actually use for marketing, for content, for advertising, sometimes for just your mock-ups, but you don't want your mock-ups to look like, I don't know, they were made in a
Like
crappy
this.
way, like, yeah, like that. I think Midjourney, but well, we're gonna talk about our tool later too. So, but yeah, like that. This is good.
This is good. And well, now let's jump into design tools. I think all the talk should be about design tool, but let's jump to some design tools that we already love and that tools that really know how to make it pop. And we will jump into like the this one that it's Figma. I think everyone here maybe knows Figma. Maybe if you don't know it, it's like a design tool focused on product design, but you can do other stuff, but it's mainly focused on product design. And they have like introduced a lot of AI stuff recently. Like for example, you can like now translate some content to any language you want. I have already tried it and I think it's good because I tried to translate from English to Spanish because I think is the thing that I can be most like aware if it's correct or not. And I think it make a great job. Not the best job, but it creates like a good job. Someone is asking if it's working again. And some stuff is working, it's still working. What is not working is generating like new UIs,
Yeah,
but
the
some
one
stuff.
that stopped they paused was the function called make designs.
Yeah,
But the other stuff like translate and changing the layers names, actually the things that we're about to show that you're showing, Rojo, those are the things that are still available. The one that they paused is make designs, which I think should have been called make drafts, like make
yeah,
the draft of the design. I think it would have been better. But anyway, yeah.
yeah. So well, like you can like do a lot of stuff, for example, with content. Like for example, you can rewrite it, you can make it more casual or fun or formal, or even make it like longer or shorter, like on depending what you need. And that is great. Also, I have already tried this one with a prototype I was like working on. And what it does is like it can feel content with more AI generated content, but like following the same style. It has some issues detecting the same style, but it really great. And not only like generates new text, but also generates new images. We don't know which model they are using, but we know like they are creating this. And finally, like the key feature of Figma that we needed, it was the layer naming. So now you can like keep everything organized and ready for the next designer to work on. I really have used this one and I think it's great. I don't tend to use to work with other designers because I'm not a designer, so all the design I make is like a solo project. But it's great like just to work with myself and to be easier to get to the correct layer. So I really like it. I don't know if you have used it, Paps, but I really like it.
I have not
No,
used it.
no.
No. I name my layers, bro. Hi, bro. I already named my layers. I don't need AI to do this for me.
No.
All of you people who were disorganized, I don't know how you can live with yourselves. I don't need AI to do this for me.
Yeah. Well, I use it. I like it honestly because I never name my layers. But I'm not a designer, so don't blame me. And the next one is Canva. That I have been trying Canva recently, because well, my girlfriend and I have this like we tend to invite us to dates, even though we live together, and we make the invitations in Canva because it's like super easy and I don't know, it's super cheesy thing. I know you won't like it, Paps. I know you don't like cheesy thing, but this super cheesy thing, we put like our photos and images and more stuff.
Hey,
And
no, that's good. I love that. And by the way, I'm sure that for a lot of designers out there, they're gonna see Canva and they're like, Canva, man. And dude, Canva is actually pretty good. It's really good because it just like allows like other people in the team to do other stuff that you don't want to do.
Yeah.
You don't have to do. Like people who are doing the content, the marketing, the campaigns, all the social media stuff, all of that stuff. And you can just like set all like your brand kit, and then it is pretty good just like reusing that brand kit to create stuff, like trying to do things that are kept on brand,
Yeah.
So that means that frees you from doing a lot of the stuff that you don't really want to do. That is like repetitive and just like, dude, like I'm better than that,
Yeah.
And then suddenly, hey, you can just like focus on the things that are important to you, like setting the colors, the style, the tone and voice, all of that stuff, and then you give the freedom to other people on your team to just do other stuff. So, and
Yeah.
their AI tools are pretty good at that stuff too, because well, actually, you can talk about that.
No, yeah. And I think, for example, right now, developers, I think we tend to not work on landing pages. And I think it's like a same case. So like I'm better than that. So we have like these tools that really enables people to create some extra stuff that maybe designers don't want to make. And I have seen some stuff that I really like. For example, this tool that is like lets you select some content in an image and then you can change it just with a prompt. What I like is that it gives you a lot of options, because sometimes I know the results are not all the results are like 100% great, but it gives you a lot of options so you can select the best one, and I really like that. Um, Another thing that I tried because of this like keynote, I tried like to create a keynote just using AI. But then like it was like, no, maybe this is not the style like Pablo wants. Let's check. Maybe this is not what we want. So yeah, but you can like create the slides like just with a single prompt. And also like this also something for like, for example, marketing teams. You can create like a lot of social content just like from prompts. So it's easy. And honestly, I love Canva designs, like the templates that they already have. They are pretty trendy and they look great. So I think it's great for these teams because they will have like a content based from M for the team they work, but also it will be great made. It will not be like just like this shitty post that looks horrible. I really like it, honestly. And this one I was really amazed because, and I have to say, these are not all the features that Canva has added. Like they have a ton of features, and this was I was really amazed because you can like extend images. So for example, if you have this image that is like, I don't know, a square, you can make it vertical or horizontal. And I don't know, like Canva is not a photo editing tool, but sometimes looks like it. Like you can create so much stuff. It's like have a lot of tools inside the main tool. So I don't know. I really like it. I use it normally for this kind of stuff. And well, I'm a designer, but I'm not that good, so it really helps me to create great stuff. And talking about design, I know this one was recommended by you, Paps, the Spline. I have already tried it, Spline, and not with AI, but normal Spline. And I'm a product designer, so I know how to model 3D, but with like, like super professional tools. And this one makes it easier, and I really like it, and I enjoy it. And I'm a pro user, and I enjoy it. So I really like it. Have you
Yes,
tried like this text to 3D?
and just when it came out, uh, and they also have a thing to actually put colors and stuff, to
Mhm.
actually put the renders. But yeah, Spline is for designers. It's a great tool for getting into 3D because it feels like using like another tool like Figma. It
Yeah.
feels like a normal design tool, but you're doing in the third dimension. And this is pretty good because like if you just want to do quick things like with models with 3D, dude, like this is amazing. Again, by the way, this is a spline, but they're using models behind, I'm pretty sure. Like for example, Stability AI, Stable Diffusion, like has a 3D model, like a text to model, and also Meta, like Llama, has a 3D model thing. So Spline makes it easy for you to just use it, but Spline is not the creators. They're not the creators of the actual models. So if you want to actually learn more about that stuff, there's other tools that do a pretty good job too. But if you're already in Spline, it's pretty cool to see how they integrated AI into things that make sense. For example, on this.
This, yeah, and also I think that right now they are enabling you to create, for example, apps inside Spline. That for me was like a weird move, but I really like the results they are sharing with these new things. And I think that right now that you can like just generate models with AI, it will get like too into the future. And I don't know, I really like Spline. I think you should use it. It feels like really easy to use and it enables you to create 3D things. And yeah, so I think it's a great tool. And last but not least, we are gonna talk about Chroma, that it's a cool tool to create like amazing color palettes that uses like your taste. And I was a freelancer, and for me, one of the hardest thing it was to get the right colors. So I don't know, it's a really great ability to have, and I think Chroma really makes it easy to use. You like it, Pablo? You use it daily?
Yeah. Well, I don't use it daily, but it's pretty good just to get out of whenever you're trying to find colors. And supposedly it trains on some choices that you make. So you choose they make you choose 50 colors first.
Okay.
Just a little bit annoying in the beginning. It's like, oh, come on. But it gets a little bit fun. It's like, oh, I like this color. I don't like this color. And then suddenly with those choices that you make, it supposedly, I don't know exactly how it works, honestly, but it just like creates an algorithm on the colors that you like. So for example, this one is based on the colors that I chose. So
Okay.
it created these color combinations. And what I really love about this kind of stuff is that it it does color combinations that were never done. You know, I would
Ooh.
have never come up with these color combinations because whenever I have to choose a color, I always go to the same old crap. I'm lazy and my mind doesn't want to think. And I just like always go to black and white. And it's just like, black and white is good. And and then like this thing just like makes color combinations that I would have never thought that you could combine them and they will look good, you know? So
Yeah.
for that kind of stuff that it's just like I think that also like AI in general can help you just like expand your ideas. Maybe because you we have limited mental capacity for things, you know, and sometimes you have an idea, but you have like three ideas, and then you're like, I don't know what else. This thing just like can come up with infinite crap,
Yeah.
you know. So it's good to use it that where it's like expands like the things that were already in your head,
Yeah.
and this is based also on colors that I already liked, you know, and I see them as like, oh, this is pleasing, but I would have never done it because I'm too biased on my own ways of my own ideas of how colors should be combined, and I wouldn't think of these combinations, but then they present it to you and it's like, oh, that actually looks nice.
I think if you make it Google like two cards, one black and white and one white and black, and that's it. But yeah. So now let's jump to be honest, the part that I'm most excited about. And it's to present to show you like tools, AI tools that we have built. And I don't know, we for me, this is really inspiring because we have created this with designers in mind to give them superpowers and to empower them to create more stuff. And the first one we are gonna talk about is Musho, that it's an AI tool that helps you create fully responsive landing pages in seconds. And it's pretty cool. Like you feed it a prompt and crafts a unique design, uh, copy images and icons. And this is how it looks like. Musho is it's a AI powered Figma plugin, so you can use it on Figma. You can look for it like just Musho, and it lets you generate like fully responsive websites, like literally just with a prompt. But not only that, but we have like this brand thing that it will also like adapt to your own style. So we thought about that, like, hey, it's great that AI is selecting the colors and the style and the fonts, but maybe the user wants to have it because they have a specific client. So you can do that with Musho. You can like just generate a new brand, select like put like your text, what is the brand about, because it will also consider that. You can put like colors, you can put fonts, and it will use it. And we have already implemented a new extra stuff that now you can add your own images. It by default uses another product we have images, but we were gonna talk about. But also you can add your own images if you want to. And I don't know, I really like it. You can also have templates and then just fill it out with some content. I like it. And also if you like the whole website, but you don't like a specific section, you can just select that section and just like recreate all the content and maybe the layout. I really like it. It was, I don't know, it's kind of a dream like to create this one for me. It was painful at the beginning, then it was great, then it was painful again, then it was great. And I think we come up with great stuff, honestly. Like and super fast. It was like in a year, maybe something like that. And these are kind of the results we have. These are real Musho results for landing pages. And they are responsive. They all are different. They all have like this super great content. I don't know. I'm in love with Musho, honestly. And also Musho also creates like social media posts. So you can also use it to create, I don't know, LinkedIn content or Facebook content or Instagram or whatever you want content. So you can just ask for it and you have different modes. We also have this experimental mode that it creates a whole new like designs. You can ask whatever you want. It's kind of not that smart right now, but it's like AI is like it's growing and it's getting better and better from time to time. But we have all these modes right now. And yeah, I don't know. This view really makes me feel, I don't know, something inside me. I love it. But I don't know, how was this like experience for you, Paps?
Yeah. So mucho like we were actually discussing before about Figma's make designs feature that they turned off. Well, this this is pretty much it. we
This is not
we
turned
did it
off.
before Figma, okay? Before Figma, we had put this as a plugin, and it is pretty much what Figma turned off and had there. Like it's just a make design. You put a prompt and it creates. So what is happening behind? And I want to be very transparent about what is happening. This is using templates that we made. So these are human-made templates that myself and other designers in the team we created, and then what we're doing is we're filling content based on your prompt on those templates, and we're using blocks from templates and then putting them together into one single page. So we have a ton of blocks for heroes, a ton of blocks for just like quotes and for galleries and for footers. And then this thing chooses those things and puts them together. And then based on your prompt, it says what it needs to create a page. And then it fills the content, which is text and photos. And it chooses also a color palette. Now, that color palette is also human made. We made a ton of color palettes and we just fed them to this thing and say, like, hey, these are the color palettes that we made. And here's the thing. Why human made and not AI made? We tried it. We tried getting the robots to do it themselves. They suck. They are not good. They don't know how to choose colors. They don't know how to do the designs by themselves. It was just like it was just crappy. Honestly, it wasn't good. I mean, it would create it, but it was just like nothing that you guys will like. You will see this and will be like, "What the hell? This looks like crap. What is this? 1998?" Like, so we decided, no, let's do it. It's all human made, actually. And we just gave AI the task to what it's really good at, because this is an LLM in the back, and LLMs are really good at writing aids, like writing content and writing code, but they're not good at making decisions. They're not good at making a strategy. They're not good at a lot of things that we humans, like intuition, just like planning, like they make up information that is not real. And it's just like LLMs are good at some stuff and not great at other stuff. So I know that, and this goes into that whole question of like, are we going to be replaced by these robots? Not now, not yet. Like these things are not. I mean, all the tools that say out there that say AI design and stuff is not really AI design. Like, I mean, I can tell now. I can see like, oh, this is not. This is just like human made before, and this thing is just like making some choices. Like, for example, if there's already a system, then it can do a pretty good job. Like if it's for example, some of the examples that you've seen out there maybe on websites built with AI, it's because they're using Tailwind in the back. And Tailwind is already a framework that was human made with human decisions. And this thing is good at just like selecting the things that it will need to create something, to create the content. But it's not good at actually making design choices. It's not good at all the things that make you, my fellow designers and developers, special. So, but it's great at just like making quick content and quick putting things together and finding all the, it's amazing at that stuff. So if you know how to use AI, then you can be unstoppable. And this tool is designed that way, where it's like it's more for like creating drafts. Like it's more to create a good starting point, creating a lot of ideas from the same thing. I change the prompt and let's see what it gives me. And then from that, just like pick and choose what you really like. Actually, Rojo, now that I'm seeing this, I'm thinking that there should be a way to keep the style consistent. Like
Yeah.
expose the color palettes we use and say, hey, these are all the color palettes you can choose. You can let the AI choose for you. Or you can just choose one of these. And then that way the output is always consistent. If like, hey, choose this font. Also, the font combinations, all human combined. Those were also like we humans curated that stuff, and then we feed it to the AI. We humans say like, hey, AI, these are the font combinations that we think are good. So choose from this. And it's good at choosing those things, just like based on the prompt. It's kind of good. So that's what it's good at. But actually choosing a font just by out of nowhere, it's not that great.
No.
So anyway, a future request, Rojo, consistent styling, exposing the font combinations and the color combinations that we have in the back, and that way, whenever you
You can
create
select
something,
it.
it will be consistent. Ooh, okay,
Ooh,
sorry,
like-
we're product development here in front of you, my friends.
And then we also created Lummi. And sorry, I'm so excited about our product, but I'm passionate of what we create. And I really love Lummi. And I know Pablo also loves Lummi. And this is Lummi. This is a curated gallery of AI-generated stock images. And I didn't knew this fact, and it's great. Already used by over 1 million people. And it already has more than 25,000 images in it. And dude, look at this. They are all high quality because they are curated by humans. This is the value of Lummi. Like the main focus on Lummi is like you will not find five fingers people or anything weird because it's created by humans and curated by humans. So I think it's what we have been talking about. Like we are giving just humans more superpowers about this, and I think that's Lummi. And we focus a lot of our content on diversity because we think it should look like natural and real and something you will use in your products. And also like it should be focused on high quality, because look at this, it looks great. And also like being unique, like we don't want to be like just another boring stock. Like we have designers in our mind and we want to have fun stuff and great stuff. And yeah, Pabs is sharing the link in the chat, Lummi.ai. I really like it. And not only that, but we are trying to give you more tools in Lummi. So you can like add filters or duotone, or you can flip it, or you can crop it. And we are working on some extra AI stuff that are gonna be like crazy, honestly. And you get a lot of stuff like you get the information, the name, the description, the colors, the tags, the categories, how many people is there. You can filter by this information. And now we are adding illustrations and 3D renderings into the stock. Okay, so I'm pretty excited. I can talk about Lummi like 2 hours, but I will leave Paps also share about how he feels about Lummi.
Yeah, it's so the value of Lummi is these are already curated and created by us. And when I say by us, it's just our team. Like we actually make them. And other creators that we invite, that we like what they make with AI, we like their aesthetic. So in Lummi, what you will find is a point of view, a very biased. We offer you our bias. And our bias, we're saying we have good taste. Trust us, So, and we have good taste. We're already selected the finest photos for you, and we created the finest photos for you. And it's almost like I mean, with AI, there's so much noise out there. There's so much crap that you can create. There's infinite stuff now. But like, how are you going to sort through all that stuff? How are you going to find the good things? And you can get in there and you can just like maybe use your own models and fine tune your own models to create your own specific things. You can do that. But sometimes you just got to feed the monster. You just got to feed the beast. You got to create content. You got to have something fast. And not only fast, you want it to have good quality. You want it to look good. I mean, not cringy. So that's our motto. Don't put cringy photos out there. If you cringe just a little bit, ban that photo, delete it, and just put it out there, and like use put photos that you will use on your own designs, on your own ad campaigns, that make you that look at it and feel, oh, I want to use it for something, and also, like, if you notice, a lot of the photo, there's we add extra space, to put your own crap, because usually there will be photos out there on stock sites, and they don't have space to put your own buttons and your own content, your headings and your own crap, and there's no space for your stuff, and you end up putting the image on the side and your content on the other side, and with separate backgrounds. But you want sometimes those two things to blend in, and we try to take care of that, like allowing you to just like put your own stuff on them. And what Rojo was mentioning is that now we are auto expanding all the photos. That's something that we're going to be in the next week. So already the photo may be like this. We're already going to give you this. That way, if you need this part, you need it vertical, you need it super vertical, super horizontal for a banner, but you need the subject on the right. And you don't want to be waiting for this to generate. Let me expand. They're already going to be expanded. So you can just like put your subject, your layout, your composition, however you want it. So for example, like sometimes, like when you go to stock sites and you're looking for a photo of a person doing sucking a lollipop, and you go in there and there's 50 images, but you need it to be vertical. So then you have to filter vertical photos. And now instead of 50 images, you have 20 images. And now you're stuck with those 20 options, but you really like the other one that is horizontal. And now you're like, oh crap. So now I have to edit it, make it horizontal, add my own stuff. Well, for us, it's like, no, you need a horse. Like the original might be like this, but you can just get it like this already. And you're not going to be limited in options. I don't know. We believe in just like these things already making it super possible to do that. And why not do it? Why not just like allow people to just like get really creative with these things and just let them put their own stuff on them. So we're excited about that stuff. Or ideas using AI on where it makes sense. And I would tell you, we try using AI on things that we realize, God damn it, these robots are dumb. Like they're really smart in some things, but oh my God, in some stuff, it's just they're not good. So because of all of our mistakes, now we're like know where to put our efforts and where to focus our the things that will give users value.
Yeah, exactly. So that is Lummi. Please try it. And I know we are a little bit out of time, but I will just go the next one, that is tools to build tools a little bit faster. And this one is in case any one of you is a developer or want to start like a developing career. And these are tools that give you like some API and extra technical stuff. For example, Human Loop. I really like Human Loop. We tried it once. I think it's a little bit pricey, but I like it because what you can do is like you can just connect to Human Loop, and then in Human Loop you can configure like the prompt or the model you want to use, and you can make it real time, and you don't have to redeploy. You can just make the change there, and it will work. Honestly, I like it a lot, but I understand that it's kind of pricey, and it's not near close to cheap, like super pricey, but I like it, and I think if it's a huge team, it maybe is worth it because it makes things easier. Also, I think we need to talk about these open source models. This is Open Llama, that is or called Ollama, that it's the open source that it's well, Meta is working on, and is pretty impressive. I think sometimes it like really compares to ChatGPT in some stuff. And so and the good thing is that it's open source, so you can contribute to the project, you can add code, but also you can test it on your own computer and servers and anything you have. Next, we're gonna talk about Flux. That I think is Flux, that one that it's an open source model, but focus mainly on images. Llama has like images and text and a lot of stuff that also Pablo already mentioned, but Flux is mainly focused on images, and as you can see, it has like great results. But the great part about Flux is that it's open source, and you can use it, and you can share it, and you can test it on your own computer without paying anything. And then I think this one got like pretty famous, like on this AI thing that is happening, that is called Hugging Face. That is this great AI community where people like share experience and share AI models and contribute and create better experiences. I don't know, if you just want to learn a little bit, go to Hugging Face because it has a lot of information and a lot of people that you can ask, that you can check, that you can see other projects. And then finally, like stability AI is the last one that we may talk about right now. That it's like this open model. Like it's not open source, but I think it's not open source. I'm not 100% sure. But it has
Stable
its own.
Diffusion is open source. Stable Diffusion
Ooh.
is the model.
Yeah.
So that is open source and you can use it on your own thing. But if you want to use an API, you don't want to be hosting your own models and
Model.
all that stuff, then you can use the Stability AI, and they have pretty good documentation for all stuff that is like image based. Yeah, image
Yeah,
generation.
and they also have like image and videos and audio and text, right? Like they have like stability has like Stable Diffusion has all this stuff around
Yeah,
it.
and 3D too. And somebody was mentioning Meshi, and I'm betting that Mechi in the background is actually using stability and stable diffusion. But yeah, it can create a lot of stuff, and I think also video now. So
Oh,
yeah, you should try it out.
great. And well, just to end up this talk, I want to jump into the future. So I'm gonna give you like a little speech that I wrote. That it was like, as we saw, there are a lot of AI tools out there. Every one of them, all of them, with different approaches in mind. But that what they all have in common is that they need the humans to create stuff. Uh, so we have seen that AI has given us a lot of new capabilities, but at the end they are like just tools for our creativity. And probably we will start seeing general tools like ChatGPT become larger and larger. But also we have seen this trend where we get like these mini intelligences from these huge models. And the good part of these mini intelligences is that they will become more and more specialized on this specific stuff. So maybe we'll end up with models to create art, some others for programming, some others just focus on creating cat images, and they will get really great at that specific task. And also, since they are small, we will get a lot of intelligences in our devices, like offline. And they will be great, like creating stuff like user experience map or designing UIs or analyzing user testing data and maybe even more stuff. But they will be specialized into that. And I think when all this AI boom passes, AI will be hidden, like invisible for us, but it will live in front of us all the time. Like how is now, like for example, Siri, Alexa, Google Assistant. Well, they are also AIs, but we don't see it on our daily basis. Uh, but we use them every day. And what I want to say is that if AI is gonna become invisible and it will be just another tool, it's important for us to learn to use it and remember AI needs humans to create new stuff. So the ones that create wonderful things are us. The ones that create creative stuff is us with our creativity, with our imagination. And with these new tools, we are just raising the bar for our creativity and for design and for everything. So if you can take anything from this talk, I will say is like AI won't replace humans, but humans using AI will. So let's work like on becoming those humans. Gracias. Thank you, everyone.
Wow, Rojo, that was pretty good. Thank
I
you
was
so
trying to
much,
inspire
Rojo.
you.
Yeah. I got inspired. I feel good. Here's one thing, by the way, for everyone. This talk was supposed to be like more like me and Rojo, but I told Rojo, I'm lazy. I don't want to do this thing. Just do it yourself. Come on. No, I don't know. Like, hey, Rojo, great job. And thanks everyone with all the questions and all the suggestions. Like, you should read all the stuff that people are sharing there. Oh, yeah, we didn't talk about perplexity.
No, we didn't talk about perplexity. Yeah, when they send it, it was like, oh no, we didn't talk about perplexity.
Yeah, perplexity is it's great because it's kind of it's kind of competing with Google in a way because it does web searches and it gives you the information that it gives you, it doesn't just come from an LLM, it is actually coming from things that it finds on the web, and then it analyzes them, and then it gives you an output based on those things, which is sometimes it feels more factual. It will give you this data point based on this website. Now, if the website is wrong, well, but who checks if nobody will lie on the internet, right? No, nobody will spread misinformation or anything like that. No. But yeah, Perplexity is another one that you should try. It's kind of like an LLM, but with a web search powered.
Oh my God, I think it was a really interesting presentation, and I'm amazed by the amount of tools that you talked about. And also, I also was reading all the comments, all the opinions in the chat. So I think all the audience really enjoyed this webinar, this session. And I'm really sure that all the tools that that Pablo and Rojo talked about are going to be really helpful. We are running a little bit out of time, but in case you want to use a couple of minutes to drop a last minute question for our speakers, this is the time. You can drop the question in the chat. But again, I was really amazed by the amount of tools, and especially the ones that you develop. I think they are really adding a value to what's we've seen before, and it's something different and so interesting. So congratulations. Let me check the chat. Yeah, so in the chat, Pablo is sharing the link from Lummi, and you have other links that he shared that are interesting. Also the slides. Yes. Okay, so if there's no more questions, yeah, there's a Rojo TikTok there. And if
Yeah,
there's
there you go. I love it.
okay, so if there's no more questions, we're gonna leave it here. But I really, really wanna thank you, Pablo and Rojo, for being with us today and for this amazing session. And also thank you to all the audience who connected today. There was a lot of people here today. So again, see you next time. Someone's really happy.
I I love that your camera just like blocked you, like it went through your head and just like said, no, nobody wants to see that, Rojo.
No.
Okay, thank you so much, man, for having us, and thanks everyone for being here, and hopefully that was useful. And I
Of course.
also, by the way, I shared a link to the slides to the presentation. So if you just want to copy it, I put it there. So I'm going to put it again. It's there. So like it's like a Figma slides, and it has all the notes and all that stuff. So if you wanted to know all the tools and everything, it's just there. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.